Hello internets, I am Tarrker the Newt, and once again I'm going to be talking about that fucking game, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. As you can imagine, the first video I made received, frankly, an absurd amount of bile from the internet, which was amazing to me. I've just been inundated with just nasty comments and all manner of things. Some people tried to shut down my YouTube page. It was crazy. But honestly, it's brought in more traffic, and if I'm being honest, it's kind of a net positive for my channel overall. It's almost like there's no such thing as bad publicity. So yeah, my video on Sekiro, I saw that people were talking about it in the internet, and it was pretty popular, and I felt like I had some things to say about it too, so I did. And that's all that video was. That's the first thing I want to say, is that's all my video was. It wasn't a fucking review. It wasn't a review at all. People keep saying that my review sucks. Well, yeah, because it wasn't a fucking review. I played the game for an hour and a half. I got to that snake boss thing and basically I had to put it down. I was done. You know, I had visited my brother and I left. It was just something I felt like talking about because, you know, I have a background in Japanese martial arts and culture, and this was a game about Japanese culture, and I'm all about medieval warfare too. And it had to do with Japanese culture and medieval warfare, so, I mean, yeah, I was gonna talk about it. Like, what the oh, shit. Okay, so, honestly, I'm not sure what to say here. I do want to say that I regret saying that the game sucked, quote unquote. I didn't think the game was all bad, alright? Like, it was very beautiful. Like, I mean, in parts it was pretty drab, but I mean, oh man, some of those scenes like where the moon is in the background and you see the plants on the ground, and the story came alive in certain areas. And to be honest, my memory of it is a little fuzzy now. I only played for an hour and a half, and I can't even remember most of the stuff that frustrated me. Teleporting people. You know, there were a lot of points where I'd be fighting some samurai ghost dude, and I should have been out of the reach of his weapon, but then my dude, like, does that slide thing that they do in AAA games sometimes to line up with the attack, and it's like, come on. But, I can't remember. I don't know. I felt like it was forcing me to stealth, and I felt like the stealth didn't quite work the way I wanted it to, and it wasn't for me. That's all I can say. It wasn't for me. My brother's still playing it. I watched him the other day spend 10-15 minutes trying to kill one enemy. Hey, more power to you, man, but that is not for me. I am sorry. I'm not gonna spend $60 fucking for the privilege of fighting the same dude for 20 minutes. You know, whatever, I don't know. See, I wanted to do this and be like, oh, the game's not that bad. See, there's the good stuff, but I ended up just bashing the game again because I don't like it. I don't like the game. I'm sorry, I don't like the game, internet. If you do, that's great. Why are you so pissed off that I don't like it? Unless maybe you don't like it as much as you think you do. Just saying. I don't know. There was a lot of projection in these comments I've been getting. But, hey, you know, it was a thing. It was kind of cool. From Software kind of dropped the ball, in my opinion. Sekiro had that talent tree, but it was nothing compared to the options you had in Dark Souls, where you could just fireball shit if you wanted to, or pick up a different type of weapon. But that's just my opinion. That is my personal opinion as just a dude who played the game for an hour and a half. If you think I'm a plebeian noob who needs to get good, so be it. I don't give a fuck. I feel the way I feel about the game. And how you feel about it isn't going to change how I feel about it. And how I feel about it certainly doesn't change the way you feel about it, and I would not expect it to. So yeah, that was my bit. I don't know what else to say, really. Just, I'm sorry I insulted the game that you love. That wasn't my intention. I was just talking about how I felt about my hour and a half playing this dumb game. It was beautiful, but flawed. That's just how I feel. Sorry, guys. I swear I'll talk about something different next time. Okay, so one of the things I got from a lot of you out there on the internet was that I am a poser, an evil, evil pretender to the throne, that I don't actually know about Japanese culture, and I don't practice Japanese martial arts, and I mean, whatever. I don't feel like I need to prove anything to anybody. I don't give a fuck. Sure, whatever. But for the sake of clarity, here's my sword. Notice the handle. That is because I grip my main hand here, and it pulls everything down here. It may look ugly, but I don't give a fuck because it doesn't need to look pretty. It just needs to function. So now I'm going to show you some basic Iaido steps. I am so rusty. It is unbelievable. Most of my skills revolve around getting beat the fuck up and beating the fuck out of other people on the field of battle, so my martial arts aren't so great. Believe it or not, there's a huge difference between martial arts and actual battlefield combat. I'm not going to explain it here. That's another video. I might do one if you guys are interested, but it's the sort of thing that's hard to nail down. It's so vague. But here's my techniques I'm going to show you. I'm a right-handed swordsman. I'm ambidextrous. I could really do this with either hand, but I'm primarily a right-handed swordsman. So I hold it in my offhand, which is my left hand. If you were left-handed, you will hold it in your right hand and draw with your left, obviously. So I start in a sort of a position like this, then I get into the ready stance, which is legs spread, moving forward. I shift my weight so that my weight is falling forward. That way, it's more natural for me to take a step or make a movement. Now, you glide from that position. You don't stay in that position. You move into that position so that it makes it easier for you to pull the weight of your weapon forward. It does the work for you by pulling forward. So from there, I draw, and this is a guard. This is a defensive technique. The point is, they're coming down at an angle, and I am going to pull this up and either catch it here on the guard, which is why I have my hand so far up. I'm supposed to have my hand far up on this, but I generally don't. Or catch it here between the sword and the scabbard. That is Iaido. Also called Bata Jutsu because it involves the bato, or the scabbard. The only time I've ever seen this portrayed properly in media is on Rurouni Kenshin, and it was very rare. He did the double technique where he drew with the sword, and they're going to guard the sword because the sword is dangerous, but then he follows through with the scabbard to hit. And usually when you do that, you hit him in the face to blind them so that you can then draw the sword up and stab them for real. But of course in Rurouni Kenshin he didn't do that. He broke the guy's arm or whatever because he doesn't kill. He's a samurai that doesn't kill, which is the whole point. Oh, a samurai that doesn't kill. Anyway, so oh my god, I'm so out of practice. I missed the scabbard. Look at me. But that's it. That's Iaido. You draw the sword, you return it. You draw the sword, you return it. That is the only reason I have this weapon. It's the guard is loose. I do not use this to fight. I don't think it would be much of a good weapon. it is purely for the use of practicing martial arts. So, anyway, moving right along. That's what the fuck do you people expect from me? And what am I even doing? What am I fucking doing with this fucking video? I'm so tired. I gotta go to work in like a couple of hours. I haven't slept. Keep getting all these damn notifications on my phone about people commenting on my stupid video. Oh, so many trolls.